Our universe, full of endless possibility and questions. Earth, so familiar and yet so full of mysteries all its own. These questions of origin, of time, discovery, history with no answers. This shared knowledge should have been passed down through the ages, but was lost, with the only people who truly knew having long since turned to dust. Or so we thought. Now, armed with my ability to travel through time, I, Darren Fogg, invite you on a journey from our ancient history to our present day, where I will bring guests back to the studio answering these questions and more. We may yet unravel the mysteries that have been lost in the fog of time. All right, good evening, everybody. How you all doing tonight? Let me hear you. My name is Darren Fogg, and you are watching the Fog of Time, here live in Long Island City, Queens. Now, before I get started, let me give you a little background on what this show is. Now, as you can see behind me, I have a time machine, and it's my goal to bring people from our past here to the present day. My goal really is to get to know who these people were, not as the myths and the legends they became in the textbooks, but as the human beings they were before all that. You see, it's my goal that this show won't be about history, it'll be about making new history. So, I think the most important thing to keep in mind is there are a lot of technical issues and a lot of moral issues that can get kind of sticky with time travel. So I want to keep in mind one very important thing. We won't be altering our own timeline. We'll bring those guests from the past, or maybe even the future, to the present, chat them up, and then we'll return them back to their time after we've erased their memory. Now, we're not Men in Black, we don't have any of those cool technological gadgets or shit like that. Our method's much more primitive, I guess would be the right word. I don't want to really give away too much, but it involves a lead pipe and hitting someone in the head. But anyway, I really want people to understand that we're trying not to judge the people we bring out here, even though that's not easy. And I'm going to be frank with you tonight. Tonight's a tough show. Our guest tonight is Adolf Hitler, who really, you don't get much more lower than him. So, I just want everybody watching this to keep an open mind about this guy. I'm not at all saying that he was a good man. In fact, if I didn't have my moral issues, I would throw him off a cliff when I went back in time. But we don't know what that would do to our timeline. So instead, I want to bring you Hitler before he became Adolf Hitler. I'm bringing you an Adolf Hitler who's still a painter, who's just thinking of maybe dabbling in politics a little bit. And I hope maybe that we can trace what made him become the man he was. So we're going to take a quick commercial break, and then we're going to get started. Thanks for coming. And we're back. So without further ado, let me please introduce my first guest, Adolf Hitler.
Hello! Thank you very much. It's great to see you all. Hello.
How are you?
It's very good to see you. I'm very well.
Please
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Looking very dapper.
Thank you very much. This is a new jacket.
Is it?
I picked it up at a little place downtown. You know, it's very, very subtle. I thought it would be appropriate.
It works. It definitely works. So, Adolf,
Yes.
let's start at the beginning.
Start at the beginning.
What was your childhood like?
Well, I had a very complicated childhood, you know, because I had a very good mother, but I had a father who refused to listen!
Really?
Yes.
Now, when did you know you first wanted to be an artist? Like, what was the first day where you said, you know what, I love art, I love painting? Where did that come from?
I remember that I was a little boy and my mother was painting the living room.
Okay.
And I was eating some of the paint chips.
So the paint chips?
Yes, it's very good. It gives you a lot of good ideas.
I'm sure it
gets
does.
to you, it feels like you get the body and the head and everything. So it's very good. And then I just started smearing the paint around on the wall and just the colors. And I loved the fact that I could create and control everything, you know. It's
Right.
very important to me to control things. And I very much enjoyed that. So that was what I liked.
Okay. Now, as a child, did you have any favorite games you played? I mean, you know, Cowboys and Indians, war?
Well, there were no Indians.
No Indians?
No. But the Cowboys and the other Cowboys would all...
Cowboys and Cowboys,
That
okay.
situation, yes. And also, I would like to, you know, if there was a toy I favored, I would often go into, you know, we had a Polish neighbor, and I broke into their house and stole their toys.
Really?
Yes, as you would.
Okay.
And when you were a child, you know, and
Sure.
you know, I would play the cups and the robbers, of course. And,
Okay.
I would always be the cop, and
Sure,
then he would be
I
the
don't doubt
robber, and then I would keep him in my basement for a few days when I caught him. That's all.
Okay.
As you would.
Now, after you went through school, you got involved in the military.
Yes, I did get involved.
Now, what was that like? Did you get any big experience? You served in World War I, I believe?
Yes, I served in, well, back then we just called it the war.
The war,
You know,
okay.
there'd be a part two.
Right,
But
secret.
then I, of course, that was a very different time in my life. I never imagined myself in the military. But
Okay.
then, you know, the military taught me the importance of teamwork.
Teamwork. Okay.
Yes,
But I understand you made the analogy that you always want to be in charge.
Well, yes, it taught me the importance of teamwork for other people. For me, I was like, no, not for me, but other than that.
Okay.
I could see how others without me might need to apply that. Because
Right.
I do it all myself.
Sure.
They need to share. And I have all the talents. They have to split it up, you know.
Okay. Now,
Yeah.
explain to me how you made the jump from military to politics. You,
Well,
you tried to take over Germany at one point.
I did try to take over Germany.
How did that go?
Well, it was a fun weekend, I'll tell you
Oh,
that.
I'm sure it was.
Very wild. It
Yeah.
was quite crazy, but I ended up in jail for it, as
Right.
you often do when you're trying to completely take over a country. So.
Right. But now, talk to me for a minute. What have you been up to lately? Since you got out of prison, I'm assuming you're wearing this outfit for some reason.
Well, I've been selling used cars.
Used cars.
Yeah. And this is sort of what you have to wear.
Really?
It conveys a good, sort of a salesman situation.
Okay. Is any specific brand?
Volkswagen.
Volkswagen. Any reason for that?
German-made cars. Perfect. No better engineering.
Okay. Now, what's your technique as a salesman? Like, let's say I came to your dealership. Excuse me, sir. Why should I buy a Volkswagen?
Well, first of all, you should buy a Volkswagen because I tell you to.
Oh.
But there are many other reasons.
Okay.
First of all, they are perfect. Second of all, they are perfect.
Okay.
And third of all, I will make you a deal. I will sell you this car at any cost!
Wow. That's very persuasive.
Yes.
Now, you have a very distinct way of speaking. Where did that come from?
Well, firstly is the German thing, of course.
Okay.
That had a lot to do with how I speak. But then you know, they say when you want to have people think you're smart, you talk
Right.
louder. Now I know I'm smart, but other people, they cannot read minds. So I have to speak loudly, and then they understand my ideas.
Okay. Do you
Pretty much an important part of it.
Do you feel that helps you with politics? I mean, obviously, you're someone who's going to be projecting your ideas, but the volume of it just seems to just jar people. I mean, is that something you always set out to do? Did you always want to be someone out there giving speeches, or were you more of a behind-the-scenes?
Yes, no, I was always wanted to be out in the open. I'm an artist after all. I mean,
Okay.
there's the acting and the performance of it is very good. And you see, the thing about that is, you go out and you're like, oh, excuse me, I have an idea. Everybody's like, I don't care. You come in like, I have an idea!
Oh, yeah, I'd listen to you.
They
now.
will listen to you.
Absolutely. Now, if you don't mind, we're going to take a quick commercial break, and then I'd love to get your opinion on some of your earlier art. See if
Of
you,
course.
you know, what you were thinking that whole sort of thing.
I would love to do that.
All right, so
Sounds good.
we'll be right back. Okay, and we're back. We're going to take a look at some of Hitler's early art. So if you get the lights, please. We'll take a look at this first picture. So, what's going on here? What's this called?
Well, this is called a fox stuffed into jar.
Okay.
And I got the idea for it one time when I stuffed a fox in a jar.
I see. And how long did this take you? An
About
afternoon,
15
2 afternoons?
minutes
15 minutes?
to think of it.
Oh, to think of it, okay. Then
And
the
then
actual
15
painting.
more days to paint.
15 more days?
I work in all 15. If it takes longer, I throw it away.
I see.
Done sooner, I do more stuff.
And is there a reason the eyes are blue?
Yes, because blue is the best color for eyes.
I see. Okay, next picture. Let's see what we got here. Oh, okay. Now what's this one all about?
Well, this one has a clown, as you could see.
Yeah.
And I felt like this clown, he's not a sad clown. That's overdone, these paintings. But he's also not happy. He's more... He actually looks sort of stoned, if you want my opinion. He's just sort of like chilling there, like, yeah, I'm okay with life. I'll be funny if I want to, but I might not be today, you don't know.
Okay. So he's an ambivalent clown.
Yeah, he's just sort of there, just chilling.
Now, was there a live clown that you were painting?
No, the clown was dead.
Oh, he's dead. Okay.
The clown was long dead. He has that face though, which is what I found so fascinating.
Wow, and he kept his eyes open after he died.
Well, you know, sometimes they do that.
Okay.
It's only in the movies where everybody dies perfectly.
That's true. Okay. Oh.
Ah,
Okay. Now, what's this all about?
that is Germany Man.
Germany Man.
He's a superhero I created. That's actually the outline of Germany geographically.
Okay.
Well, that part is sort of smooshed. I ran out of room. But anyway, and he's smiling, sort of, and he's something that I always enjoyed. Germany very much spoke to me, so I very much wanted to create a superhero based on it. And I wanted to use it in some of my propaganda films, and I still may.
Okay. All right, well, we'll be right back with the rest of our interview with Adolf Hitler. And we're back again. So, obviously that last picture had a lot to do with Germany.
Absolutely, it
Now-
was Germany Man.
It was. Now, when you were in Vienna, you began to first exhibit these feelings of, there's no other way to call it, but anti-Semitism.
I did feel that, yes.
What exactly led you to that? Why do you feel that way?
Well, first of all, they've got the most boring holidays.
It was boring holidays.
Yes, where are the presents?
So, final question for you. What do you think your legacy is? When people think Adolf Hitler, what should they think?
Well, there are many things. An artist, powerful politician,
Okay.
a sex symbol,
A sex symbol. Okay.
but mostly, I feel I would like to be remembered as a god.
A god. Now, why a god?
Well, first of all, I believe if there is a god, he would talk to me because I'm great.
Right. Do you believe in God?
Well, I did, but he's not speaking up,
He's
so
not speaking up.
I must be me.
You must be God.
Well, I believe in myself. I'm here, right? Yeah, right. Okay, I'm here.
Okay.
Made sure of it. So I'm pretty sure that I must be God.
Very interesting.
What other assumption could we come to?
That's a question for
Only
another
a
show.
reasonable conclusion.
Absolutely. Well, Adolf, thanks for coming. Stick around. We'll be right back with our next guest. All right, my next guest is a woman near and dear to Adolf Hitler's heart. Ladies and gentlemen, Eva Braun. Good to see you.
Good evening. How are you?
I'm well. How are you?
I'm great. I have to say though, I'm a little tipsy.
A little tipsy.
Yes.
Oh, you got into our mini bar backstage, I take it?
You know, I've discovered this thing called a dirty martini.
Dirty martini. Oh,
Yes.
yeah, those are pretty powerful.
It's making me feel dirty.
I know, but I'm going later tonight.
Okay.
So, anyways, I'm ready.
So, Ava, tell us a little bit about yourself.
Where
were you born?
I was born in Munich.
Munich, okay.
That's in Germany.
Mm-hmm.
And I was raised there by my mom and dad.
Okay.
We just had a very simple lifestyle, you know. It was nothing like what I am accustomed to now. Here was my AD.
Okay. Hitler, I understand you were a model for, let me get the name right here, Heinrich Hoffmann, who was a Nazi photographer.
Yes,
Who's the photographer?
yes, Heinrich was my old boss.
Okay.
I started off there doing like the bookkeeping for him.
Really? Okay,
Yes.
so you kind of worked your way to the top
Yes.
very
yes.
rapidly, I'm assuming?
Oh, of course, you know, all you have to do is look pretty in front of a camera and
Sure.
everyone loves you.
Now,
I came in there for my headshots, you know. It was a brief stint as an actor, so.
I see. In your propaganda films, or?
Well, yes, of course. You know.
Okay. So
Unacceptable.
I know you're a fan of nude sunbathing.
He doesn't want me to have a tan.
No.
He likes me to be pale.
Okay.
The minute I get a tan, he calls me a Jew and puts me in the basement.
Oh, my God.
Well,
It's horrible.
a give and take relationship, you know. Sometimes I have to go out and take her out to nice places. Sometimes I have to put her in the basement. It is a sort of a back and forth.
But he loves me. He does it because he loves me.
I do love you. That's why
yes.
I put her in.
Now, what do you want people to remember about you the most?
About me?
Sure.
Oh, well, I guess, you know, I am a socialite. I love to throw parties and meet people and see everyone and drink and have a good time.
Okay.
So I guess I would just want to be remembered as the free spirit of Germany.
The free spirit of Germany.
Yes.
Now, just quickly, I understand you don't smoke. She
No, I
smokes.
don't.
You don't eat meat.
Oh, I
Do
love
not
the
eat
smoke.
She eats meat.
Oh, I love the meat.
How does that work?
Well, she smokes and eats meat. I don't smoke and eat meat. It's very simple, Dad.
He
Like
does-
you
he
already outlined.
He won't kiss me after I've
No, I
smoked
won't
the
kiss her.
cigarette.
Or
after I've
after
had
you
a
eat the
steak.
cow. No, I
No.
won't do that.
Yes, well, very nice to have you out here. We'll be right back with our final guest. All right, my final guest tonight is a surprise guest. Oh, Mr. Hitler has no idea he's here. May I please present Professor Maurice, let me get this name right, Goldberg Steinwitz.
Oh.
Professor.
Bonsoir, mes amis. Bonsoir. Bonsoir. Chantez, mademoiselle. Bonsoir, monsieur.
Good to see you.
Bonsoir.
Oh. Thank you. Please have a seat. So, did I pronounce it right? Goldberg Steinwitz?
Exactement.
Okay. Now, the reason I brought you out here is you were Mr. Hitler's painting teacher for a long time. So, how did you first meet him? Like, did he come to you? Did you put out an ad looking for students? How did you guys meet?
Well, when I was in Vienna, and I was walking around one day in Vienna, and I saw Adolf.
Okay.
And, well, as far as art is concerned, Adolf is stupid. I'm sorry, stupid.
He's not
stupid.
Oh, I do not like what
He's
you say.
stupid.
Now, why did you go to him as your art teacher, if I might ask Adolf?
Well, I thought for a moment when I saw him that perhaps he would be able to teach me something, but I was not able to understand anything he was saying because of that French accent of his, so it didn't work out very well.
Now, my question for you is, if you thought he wasn't a talented artist, why would you take him on as a student?
Well, you ask a very good question. You see, as an artist, I say, Maurice, you are extraordinary.
Okay.
Surely you can give something to someone even like this. I said to myself, it is possible, Maurice, you make him go from being absolutely worthless to being just a little bit above this.
Okay. So it was like a challenge for you, sort of thing?
Well, yes. I said to myself, I said, Maurice, come on, let's do it. Plus, he agreed to pay me money, so...
Oh, okay. So it was a financial decision.
Of course.
All right, well, I'd like to take a quick commercial break, and then I'd love to come back and get your opinion on some of his art. So we'll be back in a minute.
Ah oui? Yeah, very nice.
Okay, and we're back. I want to get Maurice's opinion on some more of Adolf's art. So if we could have the lights, please, we'll take a look at some more of your art. Oh. Now, Adolf, what is this, Adolf?
That is my grandmother.
Okay.
And one day she tripped backwards into a field and died. And
Oh my God, I'm sorry.
don't be, I didn't like her. And this is my tribute to her. And then there was a rainstorm on top of it, and I added some lightning there.
Now, Maurice, what do you make of this one?
This is a very colorful, very full of color, very colorful, and very flower-filled piece of shit. Now, I have to say that woman
Yeah.
is the most ugliest woman I've ever seen in my life.
But that was the point, so
But the thing is that I truly believe, looking at Adolf, that she looked like this.
Oh.
So actually, I must say that this probably is a painting is good because it could capture the disgustingness of her.
I see.
Oui, c'est le possible.
Oh.
And also personal opinion, that is an ugly dress.
Okay. Next picture.
a veil
Okay.
Yes.
flying through the sky. I was eating some of my paint chips, and then a veil flew overhead. I said, that is the only flying veil I have ever seen.
Okay.
I
He
should paint
is
it.
what he sees.
That
I
sounds
paint what I see.
Yeah, that's what he says. What happened, he tried to paint shit and he ran out of the color brown, so he turned that blue. This is blue sheet.
blue shit.
This is blue sheet.
We'll be right back with the end of our show. Well, I'm afraid we're out of time, so we're going to have to leave it at that. But I thank the three of you for coming. And as I said before, these three people here went on to do many varied and different things. But I hope from watching this show, you got to see a little bit of what was underneath them. And I hope you tune in next time as we delve into more characters like that. Have a good night.